Hi Internet, I'm John Appleseed. Thanks for joining me today on my YouTube channel where we do a daily crossword puzzle. On Mondays I like to do the Saturday Stumper, which of course is published on Saturday, but I save it till Monday. Stanley Newman edits this. He's been an experienced crossword constructor and editor for many years, and he tries to make this more difficult than your typical New York Times crossword, which it usually is in my experience. I can handle the Saturday or Sunday New York Times, usually with no hints. I would say 99% of the time I don't need any clues to finish either of those puzzles, but the Saturday Stumper, I typically require maybe 3 or 4, or sometimes even more hints to complete it. So let's see how it goes today. Anastiga is the constructor today. The constructor varies, but Stanley Newman is always the editor. And let's see what we've got. There's no theme for the Saturday Stumper, usually, just a lot of deliberately ambiguous readings to the clues. One across is light structures. I'm having trouble saying that. One down, long-term aspirations. Not sure about that. Two down, about 27,000 gallons on the farm. Not sure. Three down, Earth's largest active eruptor. Active eruptor. I assume we're talking about a volcano here. 4 down, what Q was added to circa 1970? I don't know. 5 down, map name near Shell Key. Nope. 6 down is moved with blades. So skated was my first thought. That doesn't fit, which made me think of other things that might go here. Oars or it could be rowed. But oars have blades. Rowed might fit better, R-O-W-E-D. Let's try 7 down, cooled or refreshed. 8 down is crib sheet user. Nope, and 9 down is enter. 1 across, that was a light structures. 15 across, verbal matter of fact. 17 across, thwart. 20 across, frightful outburst. Eek, you might say, in a frightful way. 26 across, scamp. Okay, so I'm still thinking road might fit better. 17 across, thwart. Would a W fit better? I can't think what it would be. 19 across, literary time. Could it be a literary era? An era in literature. 24 across, courtroom outburst. No, 29 across is union acquisition. Oh, I've seen this before. It's in-law. When you get married, when you consecrate your union of marriage, you acquire a set of in-laws. 33 across, ranges. And 37 across, discussion endorsement. Let's look at the downs again. Long-term aspirations. Aspirate can mean to breathe. So is this like a long sigh or something like that? Long-term aspirations. 27,000 gallons on the farm. Why is it on the farm? Could this be Mauna Loa? I think that is a volcano in Hawaii. Let's try it. What Q was added to circa 1970. So the letter Q, I don't know what that would have been added to. Q as a character in the James Bond franchise, maybe could have been added circa 1970, but then what is the answer? It's not Bond. 5 down, map name near Shell Key. So a place that have keys, like the Florida Keys. Is there a place in Florida that would fit there? 24 across, courtroom outburst. I object. What else would you burst out in a courtroom? 30 down begins with a W, Wild West. A phrase, as well as a TV show I remember from my Childhood, later remade into a movie. 33 across is ranges, which can be a verb or a noun. To range is to roam, to rove. 42 across, logjam user. And 25 down is 3 NFL nicknames. Okay, nothing is clicking there. Let me should I take out this? Probably. Because I think road, you moved with blades. I think that's the sense. We're talking about the blades of the oars, but it could be oared or rowed. Let's try this corner. 10 across is pillar of Islam. There are 5 major pillars of Islam. I can think of a couple things that would fast. I don't know if we're going to use the Arabic word or the English word. 16 across, legend of transportation. Could it be the legend on a subway map? Or is it someone who's legendary in the field of transportation? No. 18 across, open with effort. Nope, 21 across, quick lunch. PBJ, an abbreviated thing you might stereotypically have for lunch. Then 10 down is pillar of Islam. I was looking at 10 across. 10 across is believers covering. And 10 down, so that with ending in a J, probably the Hajj, one of the pillars of Islam. Then hijab in Islam is a believer's covering. I think those fit. 16 across, legend of transportation. 11 down, de blank peu. Shortly. Peu means little. D apostrophe is shortened form of the word of in French. D'un peu. So we need a 3-letter word. It's definitely going to begin with a vowel because that's what you have to use the apostrophe after the D if a vowel comes next. I'm not sure. 12 down. Crossword neighbor, often. In newspapers, the crossword often appears on a puzzle page with other puzzles like the jumble. 13 down, high fashion Emporio line. Armani is a high fashion line, designer line. Emporio, I guess, is just, I think that's just a store where you buy things, right? 14 down, certain offshore harvester. Offshore. Some kind of oceanic harvester. Acura legend. Legend is a make of Acura car there. I think that's what that is. To open with effort is to jimmy, like a window. D'ici peu, from here a little, from here a bit. Yeah, it could mean like soon. My French isn't good enough to be that familiar with that phrase, but d'ici peu, yeah, I can figure that out. So bay fits with something offshore. What is the harvester pit part? 23 across, big hit on the comics page. So bam is something that would appear in a comic strip as a, kind of like in Batman to indicate that someone was getting schmacked. 28 across, one on a limb. Ulna is one of the bones in your arm. A bayman is someone who harvests oysters, I think, out offshore, okay. Dieter's refusal, this is Dieter's refusal. Dieter, a German name, so someone named Dieter who spoke German might say nein to refuse, the German word for no. Okay, that's clever. 26 across, scamp. 31 across, Godzilla, battler. Mothra does not fit. Godzilla and King Kong fought, didn't they, in one of the films? Godzilla and Kong. That gives us a K at the end of 7 down. Cooled or refreshed. 27 down, having bills. 9 down, enter. And 22 down, Brits, blasted. I feel like blasted is a kind of a British word. This blasted car won't start or whatever. I'm not sure. 35 across, unlikely to cry. Could it be stoic? 36 down, liquidation occasions. And 28 down, without polish. Yeah, unedited or un something. Okay, well, I like this corner. These seem to make a lot of sense. Can't quite work off the down clues yet. 35 across, unlikely to cry. I kind of like stoic for that. Liquidation. Occasions. Enter. To open two. Does it end in two? Having bills. All right, let's keep going with these acrosses. 37 across, discussion endorsement. No, 42 across, logjam user. Not sure what that means. 43 across is first state school mascot appropriately. First state is capitalized. Delaware is known as the first state because it was the first to ratify the Constitution. So is this the mascot of the University of Delaware or something like that? First state. No, I don't know what that would be. 44 across, most married 4 times. British Queen. Queen Anne is a British queen that has 4 letters in her name. She was married 4 times. Queen Mary also has 4 letters, now that I think about it. And Mary might be more likely. 50 across, Gobi Desert's Day. Gobi Desert is in China and Mongolia. It might straddle both of those countries, or maybe it's in one or the other. So we're looking for maybe the Chinese word for day, which I don't know. Gobi Desert's Day. I'm not sure what's going on there. 54 across, mob scene. No, 59 across is Toon Swimmer saying, "If I become human." That might be a line from The Little Mermaid. Ariel was her name of the character. 64 across, literary wife, the first American flapper. Flapper was the young women in the 20s and 30s, kind of the jazz age. Is it a character maybe from The Great Gatsby? I think Zelda was a character in that. 66 across, high-spirited. Nope, 44 down, flash. Amaze. Dazzled, gotta end in AZE, right? Or pizzazz. Pizzazz could be flash and, glitz, that kind of thing. Well-loved lady for 45 down. Well-loved in quotation marks. Maybe a line from a poem or something. 46 down, deals too often with squeakers. So if something is squeaking, you would oil it. And I guess if that doesn't help and you have to keep doing it too often, you are re-oiling. So maybe re-oils. Okay, so I like re-oils and I like pizzazz, but one of them's got to be wrong. Mary would fit then, if that R is correct. 50 across, Gobi Desert's Day. Mob scene. A mob scene can just be a hectic, crazy scene, like a zoo. It's a real zoo in here. Well-loved lady. And 66 across, high-spirited. Let's try zesty. Okay. Adoré means adored in French. Is 60 down correct? What St. Catherine's is on right now? I don't know where St. Catherine's is, but maybe it's on Eastern Daylight Time. 55 down, lamb-based to flay, maybe. 55 across, yuck. Fi or foo might fit. All right, so I think Mary, 25 down, is 3 NFL nicknames. Okay, the Ides of March is the middle of March, and IDES is hidden in the words Gobi Desert. So I think that's what is going on here. I don't think Ides has anything to do with the Gobi Desert in any sense like that. But then Flash, Mizaz? Mizaz. British Queen. Queen Mary. There is no Queen Park or anything like that. Mizaz is not a word I've heard before. Ides, I think, is right. Zoo, I think, is right. I think all of these are right. I'm not sure about the Queen. Let's keep going with the puzzle, and I'll come back to that. 47 across, quite the blank. Nope, 51 across is product of uranium decay. Not sure what that is. I would think it would be something like isotope. Not sure. 34 down, biting work. Satire can be described as biting. Then fait, for yuck, maybe. 51 across, product of, is that what radon is? Maybe. Radon has some kind of radioactivity signature to it. 47 across, quite the blank. Quite the item might be right. 38 down, progress or progress. Get ahead for progress, okay. Would an otter use a log jam for something? Yeah, I guess so. Could be. 27 down, having bills. Post no bills. I was thinking postered might fit, but bill in the sense of a poster. Is it in the red or something like that? Having bills. No. 48 down is longish locks. I think probably locks of hair. Is a mohawk longish? It's on longish on top. 56 across. Seuss Hopper's surface. Hop on Pop is a Dr. Seuss book. So maybe a mop top, like the Beatles. Those are longish locks. The Beatles were known as mop tops because their hair was long for that day. 52 down, Irish first name. Not sure. 57 down, nursery array, an array of a plant nursery might have an array of pots, flower pots. 61 across, fuel versus pleasure, maxim. Maybe eat to live instead of live to eat. 65 across, didn't write off too quickly. Nope, 67 across, where inside info comes from. Nope. 62 down very briefly in a phrase. Irish first name. 63 down is fired up, lit. 39 down, think the world of. 40 down is fashion rebel. And 41 down, proving grounds. Nope. Didn't write off too quickly. Probably ends in a ED. Where inside info comes from. No, some of these I haven't looked at yet. 43 across, first state school mascot. 49 across, won't let it go. 53 across, highly attractive these days. No. And 58 across, proving ground. What was 41 down? Proving grounds. Okay, where should we go then? So we got kind of the bottom right, or bottom left and top right corners basically done. Still confused about this British Queen. Let's try this again. One across, light structures. So this could be the structures that hold lights, like a lighting tower or something like that, or they could be the actual structures of light, photons, something along those lines. Not clicking there. 15 across, verbal matter of fact. A statement is as opposed to a question. If you're stating a fact, that is a statement, is a verbal matter of fact. I kind of like that. Thwart. To foil, curses foiled again. I would have gotten away with it without you meddling kids. You thwarted me. No. Literary time. Could it be a time of the day that is only used in a literary context, like Ian for evening? Maybe. 24 across, courtroom outburst. Ranges. And discussion endorsement, a grid spanning answer we're looking for here. How would you endorse a discussion? Something, agree. If you entered a place, you might step into it. It kind of fits with what I was thinking. One down is long-term aspirations. Your long-term goals, your, no, 27,000 gallons on the farm. Don't know what that means. Q was added to is it LGBT? Something like that. Shell key map name. Okay, so neither road nor ord fits with statement. Maybe that's wrong. Yeah. 7 down, cooled or refreshed. I feel like that's not going to end in a K. Eight down is crib sheet user. Could a crib sheet be an actual sheet in a crib that would be used by a caretaker, a nanny, a babysitter, something like that? Scamp. A scamp is a rascal, is a having bills. And Brits blasted. I don't know what those are. Okay. Well, our only other options are over here in this section of the puzzle, 36 down. Liquidation occasions. Times when things turn to liquid are melts or thaws. Does it have something to do with ice? Liquidation can also be a euphemism for murder, as can ice. But ice is an ice as a murder. Without polish, uncoated, uncovered, maybe take out stoic. Godzilla and, yeah, I like Kong for that. First state, school mascot. Won't let it go. Grasp, cling. Cling kind of fits with that sense. Highly attractive these days. So kind of a slangy, modern slang word for highly attractive, like, I don't know. I don't know what it would be. Looks maxed, something like that. Proving ground. All right, Seuss Hopper's Surface. I think that's Pop. Hop on Pop is the title. What is this Irish first name? Nolan? Is Nolan an Irish name? Didn't write off too quickly. And where inside info comes from. I like get ahead. Liquidation occasions. Oh, I forgot to set the timer. I've got 29 minutes on my clock. So with that 19 I've already got, so that's 29 and a half minutes. So add 30 minutes to this time. That'll be my final time. You can tell by the length of the video how long it actually took me. think the world of. Fashion rebel. And proving ground. Okay, let's take out cling. 30 minutes in. It might be about time to start thinking about a hint. Step into, enter. That makes a lot of sense. Mauna Loa is kind of a guess. In-law, I'm pretty sure about because I've seen that clue and answer interpretation before. In kind of a guess. Long-term aspirations. Probably ends in an S. Ranges. Courtroom outburst. Okay, nothing is clicking. Discussion. Is there anything I could look up? $27,000. I could look up shell key and figure out where that is exactly. Let's reveal this word. Okay, that's probably near St. Petersburg, Florida. So Pete does fit. Okay, does that help here? Then light structures. Thwart. Moved with blades. Let's reveal that word as well. It is oared. That's what I had first, but I thought it was going to be road. Okay. Lampposts are light structures. Leaning on a lamppost at the corner of the street in case a certain little lady walks by. So statement, I think that's going to be wrong. What Q was added to? Crib sheet user. So maybe a tot, a baby sleeping in a crib might use a crib sheet. Thwart, to frustrate. My plans to solve this puzzle with no hints have been thwarted or frustrated today. Then cooled or refreshed. Slaked. You slaked your thirst. Who fought Godzilla? No, don't know. Verbal matter of fact. Q was added to. So a long-term aspiration might be a life goal. Is there like an acre gallon of water or an acre? Matter of fact, I care a lot. PQRS. Well, that's in the alphabet. Could that, maybe that's one of the buttons on an old phone? There used to be 3 letters I think that may be what it is. The dial on a push button phone had 3 letters, and Q might have been omitted because you would rarely use Q. Okay, I think that's right. I care a lot. I don't know why that's a matter of fact. Like an acre foot of water or something like that? An acre what? Courtroom outburst. I don't know the NFL nicknames. Ranges. A scamp might be a little devil. That gives us 26 across. $27 down, having bills. Let's put stoic back in, and then maybe visored. Visored caps have bills. Okay, yeah, I like that. Was there a dinosaur that fought Godzilla, maybe? Blasted, bloomin'. Bloody. Bloody is another British kind of curse word like that. Okay. Something is a good... That was a good talk. Something like that. That would be an endorsement of a discussion. First state school mascot. That's actually something I could look up. Let's try that. Let's imagine we looked up first state school mascot and we came up with UD. Okay, appropriately, University of Delaware. UD would be the pronunciation of that, and I guess their mascot, I was thinking it would be something like, chicken or something. Bear, but UD must be the name of whatever it is. Okay. Our initial public offerings when you liquidate things. Maybe. Without polish. 49 across. Won't let it go. And then an S. 39 down. Think the world of. Adore. 2 bits or something. Fashion rebel. And proving grounds. Could be test beds. Another proving ground. A lab could be a place where tests take place. I'm going to go back to eat to live. Think the world of. Idolize. Idolize doesn't fit, but I like it. I think you might amortize a loan and not write off the loan too quickly. Yes, okay. Very briefly, and where inside info comes from. Tipsters? Okay, so progress is not get ahead, it is get a... Tipsters provide... Oh, well, that doesn't fit either. Very briefly. In a moment. Mop top. Pots. Lit. Something stirs. Deposters? No. If it's not idolize, am I spelling idolize? There's not two L's in it, are there? Highly attractive. A new waiver? Could that be a fashion rebel? Maybe hot spelled like that might be a slangy way to say hot. Then won't let it go. Shows? Uncouth. Uncouth is unpolished. A crude manner, an unsophisticated manner. Won't let it go. You stew about an issue. Idealizes. Okay, that's a good point. You are endorsing the point made in the discussion. Okay, did I have to reveal anything? I still don't get this one, though. Irish first name. The Fighting Irish of Notre Dame, the first name of the university. And somebody who has the inside info, the inside dope, might be a dopester, I guess. We'll put get ahead back in to go with fe. Okay, I'm satisfied with that corner. I think those are right. What is this? 3 NFL nicknames. Courtroom outburst. Your long-term aspirations are your bucket list or your life list. I like that. So an acre inch, 27,000 gallons. That might be the amount of water required to cover an acre of land to a depth of 1 inch. Not a term I've heard before, but let's make it fit there. Liar, you might cry out in a courtroom outburst. Ranges. Scores. Scopes. Rap toys? Are NFL nicknames rap toys? The scope of something is the range of it. I don't understand rap toys. Raptors. Oh, and I still don't know the name of the queen. Okay, so, well, Raptors aren't... I was thinking of the Toronto Raptors. That's NBA. Scopes. Was there Helen Parr? That's not a queen. That's the mom in The Incredibles, right? Maybe there was a Helen Parr who was a queen at some point. Let's find out if that's right. That's right. Okay. All right. Well, I don't feel like I saw the puzzle. I don't understand. Pizzazz, I'm sure about. Okay. Why are Raptors 3 NFL nicknames? Are there 3 players known as the Velociraptors or something? It's not a team name. That's the Toronto Raptors is NBA. Okay. I guess there's a British queen named Parr that I'm not familiar with. I'll have to look that up and figure out that one. Okay, what else gave me a lot of trouble? Dopesters. UD. I knew that Delaware was the first state, but I just couldn't think. I was thinking that it was going to be the name of an animal or a, what you think of as a mascot. My high school mascot was a Bruin, that sort of thing. All right, yeah, life list, acre inch. Once I got acre in, I thought it might be something like that. Why was Q added to PRS? I'll have to look that up. I guess that just means on a phone dial, I'm guessing. Word is one of the first things I've got, but what did I have here? I had a statement here that messed me up quite a bit in this corner, trying to make other things line up with statement. Taught is a crib sheet user. Yeah, I like that. And then dino. I guess Godzilla battled a dinosaur in one of the films. Didn't see any of the... I saw the modern version of Godzilla with Jean Reno in it, which I kind of enjoyed. But yeah, I never saw any of the older, original Japanese films. Oh, Noter as Irish first name. Yeah. That's the Saturday Stumper for you right there in a nutshell. All right, what else was very difficult? I think that's about it. I'll have to look up par. That's going to give me nightmares, I think, trying to remember that one. All right, let me know how you did with this one and what you thought about these clues. Thanks for joining me. Please come back for more puzzles and games. I'll see you next time.